Number 5. G-Shock retail collaborations priced above $200. Separate from the ultra-rare limited editions in position 1, this category covers the accessible end of the collaboration market. The fashion house G-Shocks and lifestyle brand releases that sit on retail shelves and authorized e-commerce platforms at 2 to 4 times the standard equivalent price. The principle is identical to what has already been established. Inside every collaboration G-Shock at this tier is a standard module in a standard case with standard performance specifications. The water resistance is unchanged from the DW5600 equivalent. The battery life is unchanged. The accuracy is unchanged. The shock resistance is unchanged. Every dollar above the standard retail price is paying for the collaboration licensing deal, the co-branded packaging, the special colorway, and the marketing around the drop. If a particular design genuinely connects with you on a personal level and the premium feels worth it as a design purchase, that is a defensible decision. But make it as a conscious choice, not because you believe the watch is technically superior to the standard equivalent, because it is not. Now the 5 that earn every dollar. Number 5. The Casio AE1200WH. $25. 10-zone world time. Auto calendar accurate through 2099. Dual time display showing both local and home time simultaneously. 12-month battery. Working stopwatch with split time function. $25. Business travelers routinely pay $200 or more for watches whose primary selling point is showing 2 time zones at once. The AE1200WH gives you 10 zones, coordinated across major cities globally, both times readable at a glance without navigating menus, for less than the cost of a decent lunch. Watch community members nicknamed it the Casio Royale for its visual resemblance to a certain Roger Moore-era Bond piece, and the name stuck because it captures something true about the watch. It delivers far more function than its price has any right to suggest. The case is lightweight resin that disappears on the wrist. The display is large, high contrast, and readable in any lighting condition. The calendar requires no adjustment through February 2099. At $25, this is the Casio engineering philosophy at its most undiluted. Maximum function, minimum cost, and zero compromise on either end of that equation. The watch is also one of the few in its price category that hacks, meaning the second hand stops when you pull the crown to set the time, allowing precise synchronization to the second. That feature alone appears as a selling point in watches costing 3 and 4 times as much. Here it is standard, unremarked, simply part of what a $25 watch does when Casio decides it should. Number 4. The Casio MDV106 Marlin, $50. Bill Gates wears this watch. Elon Musk wears this watch. Not similar watches. Not watches in a comparable price bracket. The specific black dial MDV106, photographed on their wrists in public settings on multiple occasions. Neither man has ever commented on the choice. There was no press release and no sponsored moment. Cameras were simply present, as they always are for people at that level, and the watch on the wrist was a $50 Casio diver. The reason is not difficult to understand once you look at what the Marlin actually is. A genuine ISO-rated 200-meter dive watch with a unidirectional rotating bezel, a screw-down crown, a solid stainless steel case, and quartz accuracy at $50. 200 meters is not a marketing claim. It is the ISO certification standard that separates a watch built for serious water immersion from one that handles light rain. Dive watches at $500, $1,000, $3,000 carry the same 200-meter rating. The Marlin carries it for $50. The mineral crystal scratches more easily than sapphire. The resin strap is basic. There is no in-house movement and no heritage narrative. What there is a dive watch that does the job of a dive watch without compromising on the single specification that actually defines the category: water resistance, for the price of a tank of gas. When the richest people on Earth choose this watch on a regular morning, they are not performing frugality. They are using the correct tool. And the fact that a $50 watch is the correct tool, not just adequate, not merely acceptable, but genuinely correct, is the single most uncomfortable fact in this entire video for anyone who has ever spent significantly more on a watch that does the same job. Number 3. The G-Shock GW6900. Around $60. The GW6900 solves two problems that quietly undermine almost every other watch at this price point, and it solves both of them completely. The first problem is the battery. Every watch at this price tier eventually dies in a drawer or on a wrist because the battery runs out and the owner does not get around to replacing it. The GW6900 runs on solar charging, harvesting energy from any light source, window light, desk lamp, outdoor sun, and storing enough charge to run the watch for approximately 6 months in complete darkness. The concept of a dead battery disappears entirely from your relationship with this watch. The second problem is time drift. Affordable quartz movements drift. Not by much, usually seconds per month, but they drift, and over time the watch loses accuracy without the owner noticing. The GW6900 eliminates this entirely by receiving radio signals from official atomic time stations. In the United States, that signal comes from the NIST facility in Fort Collins, Colorado, the most accurate civilian time source in the country. Every night while you sleep, the watch synchronizes itself to the correct time down to the second, automatically, without any input from you. Combined, those two features mean this watch is never dead and never wrong. Add the proven 6900 case format that Navy SEALs wore during active deployment throughout the global war on terror. The DW6600, direct predecessor to the 6900, was one of only 4 G-Shock models ever awarded an official NATO stock number. And the result at $60 is the most practically complete G-Shock for anyone who wants a watch that simply works, every day, without thought. No battery anxiety, no time-setting ritual, no servicing. Just a watch that is always right and always running, in a case proven in conditions where failure is not an option.